Okay, so welcome to another episode of Kamado Cooking UK. Today we're going to be doing some lamb shanks that I've got. These are the ingredients that we're going to be using. It's going to be a little bit spicy, nothing too much. If you want it to be really spicy, then obviously leave the pips or the seeds in there, and they'll be a lot spicier. I'm going to take these out because I don't want it too hot. We're going to use some celery, but obviously that's going to go in towards the end of the cook, otherwise there'll be nothing left of it. And we've got our carrots there, onion, we've got some red wine, some smoked paprika, some chicken stock, cumin seeds, salt and pepper, and some ground cinnamon or cinnamon sticks. I've actually got cinnamon sticks somewhere that I'm going to use, but you can use a little tiny bit of ground cinnamon as well. So that's pretty much, and some garlic. So that's pretty much all the ingredients we're going to need. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to put some of this, prep up some of this, and then we'll go from there. I have to go too mad when you're cleaning, getting these ready. Right, so we got our carrots to this stage now. I'm going to cook thick, like this. You don't want them too thin, because where we're braising them, they're just going to break down to nothing. So nice big cuts, like that. Right, the carrots are done, so we'll put those to one side. We're going to do our onion next, so I'm using one large onion. To that stage. Trick with this, don't cut it too fine. That's good enough. Okay, so the onions are done. So they're in there. We'll put those to one side. I'm just prepping everything up at the moment, so with these, if we split these down the middle, and then what we'll do is just take the seeds out, get rid of the seeds, so you'll still have some heat, but you won't have all of the heat. So we split them down there like that. Same with this one, straight down the middle, take the head off. So yeah, you tend to find that the bigger the chilies, the cooler they are. The smaller they are, they tend to be the hottest, the hotter ones. So I'm just going to now, obviously if you want it hotter, don't take out the seeds, find yourself some smaller or hotter chilies and go for there, but that should be fine for what we want. Time it breaks down, it won't be, just give it a little bit of warmth. So we're all ready with these, so that's pretty much it. Yup, garlic, I'm using 4 cloves. We just break these down a little bit. Now, a little tip, if these are a little bit older, and what you'll find is inside you'll have a stem inside. What I do is I'll pull that stem out, get rid of it. You'll see there's one in there. If you look at it there, you can see it. Get it down there, open it up, and I'm told that that is the bit that gives you indigestion. So if you get rid of that out the middle, so it should just come out with your finger, you shouldn't get indigestion from the garlic. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it's just an old trick that I've been told of. So yeah, if you just pull that out like that, see it there, you shouldn't get indigestion. Right, we'll just chop these up. This bit of celery always adds, just gives it a little bit of taste to it at the end. Okay, so these are our lamb shanks. They're quite big ones. So what we want to do is get some seasoning on these, and then I'm going to put them back in the fridge for half an hour, just to let some of that flavour penetrate, and then we'll take these back out, let them come up to temperature a little bit, and then we'll give these a little bit of a fry off just to lock in the flavour and get a bit of colour on them. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is get a little bit of oil over these. And then we're going to get some salt on. Some black pepper. Just going to turn these around a little bit. And just clean my hands a little bit. Let me just put some more black pepper on these. A little bit more salt. With these lamb shanks, they do tend to need a good 3.5 hours to break down and make them nice and soft, but it's worth doing. Next thing we're going to do is get some paprika on them. Now you want to use a couple of teaspoons of this. I'll do a little bit on this side, then we'll mix it all in. We'll get our cumin seeds. Not too mad with the cumin seeds. Couple of little pinches. That's enough. Now I've got some ground cinnamon here. I have got a stick, but I'm going to use the ground stuff. So actually let's just pinch it. Literally a pinch of that. And then that's pretty much it. So we'll give this a turn around, and we'll get a bit more of our paprika on. Smoked paprika this is. Okay. Another little bit of ground cinnamon. Not too much with it because it is quite strong. Some cumin seeds over that. What you can also do if you want is put a little bit of rosemary in with that as well when you're cooking it, which I might do. Just drop a little sprig of it in there. and that will also add to the flavour. So that's pretty much it. What we'll do with these is we'll just give these a little bit of a rub round. Use your hands, best thing to use. This will give this a nice colour as well. Like that. That's pretty good. So these can now, we've got that little bit of seasoning on, that looks good to me. That can now go into the fridge just for half an hour, You can leave it overnight if you want. But we're cooking these today, so an hour will be fine. So let's get these in the fridge. Okay, so I've put the 2 lamb shanks in there with a little bit of olive oil. I'm having to do these 2 and then another 2, so these will come out, then the other 2 will go in, and then what we'll do then is put some vegetables in there. We'll sweat those down a little bit, and then we'll deglaze with some red wine. Hopefully you can see the brown on there. That's locking in the flavour. That's them done. That's enough. Take those out, and then from there straight in with our vegetables. We're going to soften these up a little bit. Get some of the flavours, they'll go into the... Okay, so we're going to deglaze this now. And there's a good bottle, half a bottle of red wine in there. So we'll let that come back up to temperature and let that reduce by about half. And then we'll put our lamb shanks in and get some stock in there. I'm using chicken stock today. Right, so that's reduced down to about half of what we need. So I'm going to put these in, and I'm hoping I can actually fit them. Bit of a tight fit, but we'll see how we get on with that. Right, so that's in the bottom there. What we're going to add now is our stock. So I've got 450 ml of chicken stock. You can use beef stock, I prefer chicken stock, so we'll put that in. It's going to bring that up quite a lot. We really want to cover that, or just about cover that. So what I'll do with that is I'll add some water to it, some boiled water. Okay, so here we go. Let's take the lid off. Now I've just brought this out. Now I'm going to cook it for the first hour. Just put some hot water in here. It's probably enough, just about there. So first hour I'm just going to put the lid back on that. And then for the remainder of the 2.5 hours, I'll take this off and let that all reduce down. Now we're going to be cooking this at about 160 Celsius, 150, 160 Celsius probably, for about 3.5 hours. You can go a little bit longer if you want. Okay, so it's starting to reduce down. I've taken a little bit of that stock out because there's a little bit too much in there, but it's reducing right down now. You can see it all pulling off the bone. It's looking really good. I'm going to give that about another half an hour in there, and then we'll get it out and get it on a plate. So yeah, let's crack on.